update the first four out, last four in from Jerry as of Thursday. We start with your first four out, and a change from Wednesday. Rutgers now joining the first four out after their loss last night alongside North Carolina, Indiana, and Oregon. The Ducks, of course, in action tonight. In terms of the last four in, Rutgers was here yesterday, but that spot now goes to Michigan, who were on the other side Wednesday. They joined Florida, Wake Forest to stay put despite their loss, and Memphis Tigers looking to help their cause tonight in that game against Temple. And let's take a look at some bubble bets with our man with the hammer. He is Tim Doyle. Let's start with the Tigers here, Tim. They won 6 straight before losing in their last outing to SMU. Going into this one, Memphis 11.5-point favorites with the total at 137.5. How are you looking at this one?
Memphis is the better team, but I'm not laying points with such a young, fragile squad, Jeremy, that what squad are you going to get? You know, the team that went out there and won at Houston, one of the more impressive wins in all the college basketball season, or the team that showed up last game at SMU and got smacked around in that spot. You see the net right now, you want to be in that 40 zone, usually 38, 39, that is comfortable to get you in. Talent-wise, are they a tournament team? No doubt about it. But I think the biggest key for Temple is taking care of the basketball. Memphis averages almost 9 steals a game. So you take that youth, you take that aggressiveness, and you use it against Memphis, whether it's setting up backdoor cuts or running your offense in a traditional way. Temple has won 2 straight and really easily could have won 3 straight. You know, they lost the game in overtime. So, you know, they're playing with confidence right now. They're playing pretty good basketball. This is February, dog days of the season, and nobody's going to bet Temple because Memphis needs this game. You can't drop this one. They should be favorite, but 11.5, too much wood for my liking. I'll take the dog.
And Penny Hardaway wants him to forget about that last loss to SMU quick and turn it on. All right, let's talk about Indiana. They lost 5 straight, and they are running out of time to get on the right side of the bubble. Maryland come calling tonight. Indiana given 6.5, the total at 134 to hook. Can they end the skid?
Yeah, I have my concerns right now. Just trending in the wrong direction. And I mean, they had that game on a silver platter against Ohio State. Caught the Buckeyes off a loss against Iowa, maybe not playing with the same swag and confidence that they were playing with, and they gave it away. Up 4 with less than a minute left. Now you come home in a spot that you're supposed to win. These are the games that make me really nervous. You know, take yourself inside and make yourself Mike Woodson. How do you think that flight is when you blow a 4-point lead at Ohio State and you let one slip through your hands? Now, all of a sudden, this is a pressure-filled game. You're going up against a Maryland team that has no postseason aspirations, is playing with house money, and has shown at times throughout this year, whether it is Turgeon or Danny Manning on the sideline, that they can pop up and surprise somebody. So I don't like the spot that Indiana's in. They haven't won a game in the month of February, and now they come home and they win a game they're supposed to win, and you're going to lay points? Ugh. Conference game in February? No, thank you, my friend. Hammer time. I'll take the dog.
Yeah, it started the day 6.5-point favorites. Now they're down to 6. Tim says take it on the plus side. Oregon also among the first 4 out. You saw on the full screen they take on number 12 UCLA and Eugene as the Bruins look to avenge a loss to the Ducks earlier in the season, 84-81. 3-point favorites here. Are you in on the revenge mission for the Bruins?
I am, because you know what UCLA has been looking for this entire season, Jeremy? Motivation. Right now slated as a 4 seed. I'll take them over the teams that are in the 3, 2, and 1 seed ahead of them in their region, and maybe even in the country, because you know what you're going to get once the brightest lights are on. It's almost like a veteran group being like, all right, like, when do we have to play when it matters? And I'm starting to watch a switch being flipped. Last 2 games, their defense, UCLA, has been outstanding. Gave up 50 points to Washington and followed that up with only giving 52 up to Arizona State, a team that knocked them off. So revenge factor in that one. They embarrassed Arizona State. And now motivation here because Oregon knocked them off 84-81. Hey, Oregon's a completely different squad that we saw in November. A team that lost to BYU, got run off the court against Houston. Like, they had transfers. They had guys trying to figure out their roles. They are trying to figure it out right now. And they need this game desperate for their resume. But UCLA is motivated. They're playing great basketball. I'm not going to lay points on the road. Just go out there and win this game. If you don't feel comfortable laying this price, take Johnny Juzang, Jaime Jaquez, put them in a parlay. That way you have a fixed amount that you can go out there and win. And remember, it's not about winning and covering to the kids. It's just about winning. So let's win this game and let's move on.
Take them on the money line at -150. All right, BYU have dropped 5 of their last 7, including their last game against St. Mary's. Now, Loyola Marymount come in as 12.5-point dogs. The total at 142. So when you look at this game, what's your play?
This is not a tournament team. I got a chance to see BYU at one point this year. They were ranked 12th in the country. And they actually had a pretty impressive win. They went to Missouri State, who's a team that's already won 20 games this year, and they won. But eyeball test, I didn't leave Springfield, Missouri being like, man, Alex Barcelo and head coach Mark Pope, they're sitting on an absolute rocket ship. I don't love this game at all. I'm going to target the total. These teams just met a few weeks ago, and it was 83-82. BYU's defense can be at times non-existent. They just, frankly, do not have the bodies. A guy like Eli Scott, this is a game that he can go out there and eat. They just played. They just scored 165 points. I don't know, Jeremy. I'm not that great at math. They just scored 165, and now I only got to put up 142 for this game to go over. I don't know. I feel like maybe I have a 20-point edge in this game. BYU's going to do it with their offense. There's Barcelo scoring the basketball. That's when they've been at their best this year. I just question their athleticism. I question their toughness on the defensive end. And I think this is going to be a high-scoring affair. So, Jeremy, 165, 142. I don't know, my friend. I feel like I got an edge.
I think you got an edge there, too, as well. And that game tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, over on CBS Sports Network. All right, lastly, the only ranked game tonight, number 22, Ohio State, at 15, Illinois. Illinois on the 3 line in the South, 6-point favorites, the over-under at 140.5. Give us the pick here, Tim.
Illinois is trending in a direction that's scary. It's scary good, I mean. Last year, they got a number 1 seed, and they ran into a bad matchup in Loyola and Cam Krutwick. But don't you feel like they're going in this direction right now? Andre Corbello only played 13 minutes against Michigan State, but they're going the right way. As for Ohio State, I just think they're in like this weird spot right now where, hey, that's going to happen with a veteran group. Play poorly, play well, play poorly. Hopefully you flip the switch at the right time. But I think Illinois is a very dangerous squad. Jacob Granderson was outstanding when they went to Michigan State, Illinois, and knocked off the Spartans. He had 24 points. Obviously, Kofi Coburn anchors that team down low, intimidating people defensively and scoring the basketball. And that is, in my eyes, the hardest place to play in the entire Big Ten. I remember when I was at Northwestern, they were number 1 in the country, and they came to Evanston. And we gave them a heck of a game. We shot almost 50%. We lost, but I believe we covered. Like, it was a single-digit game. And it was the end of the year for us, and we were going down to Champaign. They were undefeated, number 1. And I remember us sitting in the locker room being like, we don't have a chance. Can we just mail a score into CBS being like, hey, and that one was 83-69? We go down there and play. We lost 84-48. And I remember checking in at the scorer's table, and it was 53-10. And I just remember going Braveheart on the game. I went, mercy, William, mercy.
Well, and I mean, to your point, Tim, Ohio State, you said they're kind of in that weird position right now with that veteran group. I mean, you mentioned it's the dog days of February. Some teams, they find their form. Other teams just kind of like they have that little lull. And maybe that's what the Buckeyes are going through right now. Illinois, as you mentioned, on a bit of a rocket ship. All right, lastly, let's go with your best bet in college hoops tonight. What do you have for us?
I played on a bad team, okay? So I know what it's like to be on a bad team. And DePaul, traditionally, over the last couple of years, has been awful. But this year, not so awful. And they go to play Georgetown, which has as many wins in the Big East as you and I, 0. They're in a horrible spot. I watched them last out. The energy level against Villanova, the interest just is not there. And this is a chance for DePaul to get right. You're looking at Javon Freeman Liberty is giving you over 20 points a game. He had 22 last out in a very close loss to Seton Hall. What I'm watching with DePaul right now is some growing pains. You got a new coach there. There's a new energy. They keep losing a ton of close games. That's okay. Like, going in the right direction. Freeman Liberty had 34 points against Villanova. If you're betting DePaul this year, you're making a profit. 16-10 against the spread. So I honestly would lay 4.5. I probably would lay 5 in this spot. And Northwestern is only about 20-minute drive from DePaul. I used to go to the bars there at DePaul. Irish Eyes, rugged floor. I mean, what bar? I mean, who had the foresight to put in a rug at a college bar? I remember because one night we were leaving there, someone was just vacuuming the rug. And I just thought to myself, that rug is probably the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
That is a rug you do not want to have to collapse on, ever. CBS Sports wagering analyst Tim Doyle talking college hoops with us as we continue to watch that bubble and try to make some cash at the same time. Let's recap Tim's picks. He likes Temple at Memphis tonight at the plus 11.5. He likes Maryland at plus 6 versus Indiana. UCLA, Oregon, stay away from the 3 points. He says take the money line, just get the win. LMU at BYU, he likes the over 142 there. Illinois versus Ohio State. And his best bet tonight, DePaul at 2.5 at Georgetown. Coming up on HQ, Bellator 275 heads to Dublin, Ireland. We also have big bouts in UFC and boxing coming up. Yeah, it's a big fight weekend. Our big fight guys, Luke Thomas and Brian Campbell, are here to talk about all of it next.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.